Today we will talk about two specific topics. The first, the fundamentals of the organizational structure, and the second, the external environment. Um, as a small introduction, the organizational structure designs formal relationship of subordination, such as the number of levels in the hierarchy and the control span of managers and supervisors. Likewise, identifies the grouping of individuals in departments in the overall organization. Last but not least, includes the design of systems to ensure communication, effective coordination, and integration and of efforts between departments. Um, as some of us know, and if not, here we will explain. This is one of the bases. In other words, it is how is described as an organizational chart. In the organization charts is show the existence of the post, how they are grouped, and who forms whom. This of course has existed for centuries. Now, speaking of the perspective of information management in the structure, design within an organization should provide the vertical and horizontal information flow necessary to achieve the overall goals of the organization. There are two levels, or calling in other way orientations. Well, which organization can choose? We are talking about the centralized, which takes the meaning that the problems and decisions are channeled to higher levels of the hierarchy for their solution, and the centralist is the authority of decision making is delegated to the lower organizational levels. To talk about sharing information within companies is something that can be classified in two ways: vertically and horizontally. Vertical language are used to coordinate activities between the high and the low levels of an organization and are designed primarily for control of the organization. And now, the vertical information system is another strategy to increase the vertical information capacity. Vertical information systems include various reports, written information, and computer communication distributed to managers. The information systems make communication through the hierarchy more efficient. The second is in the external environment. As we know, the environment is infinite and encompasses everything outside the organization. The environment of the organization is defined as all the elements that are outside the borders of the organization and have the potential to affect the whole or in part. The dominion of an organization is the field it chooses to act. Mm, it is the territory that protects an organization with respect to its products, service, and markets. The dominion defines the organization's niche and the external factors with which it will interact to achieve its goals. Um, we know different types of environments, which we will talk about next. We talk about the tax environment. This comprises the sectors with which the organization is directly related and which have a direct impact on the organizational capacity to achieve the goals. The tax environment includes the industrial, raw materials, and market sectors, and perhaps the human and international resource sectors. The second is the general environment. This covers sectors which may not have that direct effect on the operations of the company, but which have an indirect influence. The overall environment includes the government, the sociocultural sector, economy conditions, technology, and financial resource. And the last is the international environment. Can have a direct influence on many organizations, and in the recent years has become very important in addiction international developments, also influence sectors of the domestic environment.